Good morning, 5th grade. It's Mr. Wyeth. I'm here to teach you a lesson on how to use a visual model to multiply two fractions together. Before I start, we're going to do a quick review of multiplying a fraction by a whole number. So when you have this packet, please solve these problems as I do them. Make sure you draw the visual model for both. The first problem says 1/3 times 6, or 1/3 of 6. So I'm actually going to draw 6 rectangles.
Maybe pause if you need to find your packet and all that. Pause.
So I have my 6 rectangles, and I'm going to divide each of them into thirds. And I'm going to take 1/3 of each one. Just like we did in the previous video. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 thirds. And again, I'm going to remember that that's equal to 2. So that's multiplying. We've done this before. That was the previous lesson. As we move forward, we're going to look at now being able to multiply where we have two fractions as the factors. So when I look at this particular problem here, this says 1/2 of 1/4. That's the same as 1/2 times 1/4. Those are the same thing. That's why they're listed the same way. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to draw because this says 1/2 of 1/4, I'm actually going to divide this into fourths and shade 1/4. I'm actually going to use a different color because now it's saying 1/2 of that 1/4. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to divide the entire rectangle in half. Well, this is really half of that 1/4. And if I look at this, I see now that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces. So 1/2 of 1/4 is 1/8, or 1/2 times 1/4 is 1/8. Now I'm going to show you the secret, the trick to this, but I do want you to be able to draw this visual model. If I were to write 1/2 times 1/4, I can see that I did 1 times 1 is 1 piece, but now I have 2 times 4, now I have 8 pieces. So actually my product is smaller than either of the two factors. Okay? So that's this particular problem. The next problem we're going to do together, mine looks a little bit different from yours just because of the size, but it says 2/3 of 3/4. Or that's the same as 2/3 times 3/4. The first thing I'm going to say is that this product is going to be smaller than it's going to be smaller than 2/3 because we're multiplying by a number that's smaller than 1. The first thing I'm going to do is draw a picture of 3/4. So this time I'm going to use red. I'm going to draw, oops, bad drawing. I'm going to cut this into 4 pieces, and I'm going to shade 3 of them. Okay. Now it says 2/3 of that 3/4, so what I'm going to actually do is go horizontally. I'm going to divide this into thirds, and again I'm looking at 2/3, so if I look at 2/3 of those 3/4, that's this portion here, 2/3 that are double shaded. And then I see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 total pieces. I know that this is equal to 1/2, so I'm actually going to reduce that to 1/2. And again, 2/3 times 3/4. 2 times 3 is 6, 3 times 4 is 12, and that's where I got that answer. Good luck solving the next problems on your own. Make sure you do a visual model for each one, and we'll see you next time.